Introduction. Once upon a time, in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, there existed a magnificent city unlike any other, the legendary Atlantis. This advanced civilization was known for its incredible architecture, cutting-edge technology, and harmonious society. But as with all great civilizations, Atlantis had a secret, one that would eventually lead to its demise. Their city was built on concentric rings of land and water, with a central temple dedicated to Poseidon, surrounded by lush gardens and gleaming towers. The Atlanteans were masters of the seas, their ships sailing far and wide. Chapter 1: The Golden Age of Atlantis. Atlantis was a utopia, a paradise where wisdom and wealth flourished. Descendants of Poseidon, the king of the sea as they called him, who had blessed them with extraordinary powers. Their city was built on concentric rings of land and water, with a central temple dedicated to Poseidon, surrounded by lush gardens and gleaming towers. The Atlanteans were masters of the seas, their ships sailing far and wide, bringing back treasures and knowledge from distant lands. They harnessed the power of crystals, using them to generate energy, heal the sick, and maintain their advanced society. Peace reigned across the island, and for generations, Atlanteans lived in harmony with nature. Chapter 2: But as the Atlanteans grew more powerful, they also became more ambitious. Their thirst for knowledge turned into a desire for conquest, and they began to look beyond their island for new territories to dominate. The once humble and wise Atlanteans started to believe they were invincible. Poseidon, seeing the pride and arrogance of his people, warned them of the consequences, but his words fell on deaf ears. The Atlanteans continued their conquests, enslaving other civilizations and exploiting their resources. They constructed massive war machines and unleashed them on the world, leaving destruction in their wake. Chapter 3: The Wrath. Angered by the Atlanteans, the time had come to teach them a lesson. One fateful night, the skies darkened, and the earth began to tremble. A massive earthquake shook Atlantis to its core, and towering waves rose from the ocean, crashing down upon the island. The Atlanteans tried to use their powerful crystals to save their city, but it was too late. The once great metropolis was swallowed by the sea, its grand temples and palaces sinking into the depths, never to be seen again. The crystals, their source of power, shattered and vanished, leaving nothing but ruins behind. Chapter 4: The Legend Lives On. Atlantis was gone, but its story lived on. Those who survived the catastrophe fled to distant lands, sharing the tale of their lost home. Over time, the story of Atlantis became legend, a cautionary tale of how even the most advanced civilizations can fall if they lose sight of their values. Some say that Atlantis still exists, hidden beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered. Others believe that its ruins have become one with the ocean, lost forever. But the legacy of Atlantis endures, a reminder of the dangers of pride and the importance of living in harmony with the world around us. Conclusion. And so, the tale of Atlantis comes to an end. A story of a mighty civilization that rose to great heights, only to be brought low by its own arrogance. Will we learn from their mistakes, or will we, too, succumb to the same fate? The answer, perhaps, lies not in the past, but in the choices we make today.